Hey gang, AV here. Welcome to my review of the Boss Fight Studios Vitruvian Hacks Mighty Steeds Light Tack Kit. This is the Australian A version, otherwise known as the brown saddle. Here it is in the packaging. It's a window box. There's not much going on top. You can see the item from the inside of the window right in the front. It's a HACS product, which stands for Highly Articulated Character Kit System. Here it is on the side, which shows you other tack kits that you can purchase, different types of saddles and whatnot. Here it is from the other side. These are the heavy tack kits and creature kits that are currently available, armor and winged creature accessories. Here is the back, which gives you a better description of everything I just mentioned. And there's nothing but legal mumbo jumbo there on the bottom. And that's about it for the packaging. So let's open it up and see what it's all about. As usual, I'll be using my knife to cut the tape because the flap is taped down on either side. So I gotta open it up by cutting the tape. And there we are. As usual, it's in a two-part plastic shell. And this particular one, as with the other tack kits I've had, is taped closed. The horses don't seem to be taped shut, but these accessory kits are. At least in my experience so far. So your mileage may vary. Let's take that off of there. Put that off to the side. Take this out. As you can see, they give you a little plastic half horse to put the saddle on, so that it kind of fills it out inside the package. I'm going to pop this peg right here to remove the saddle. I learned my lesson last time I did one of these reviews for one of the tack kits, that a hairdryer is absolutely required for properly assembling this thing and having it hooked up on the horse. And I do not have mine handy, mostly because I don't want to do that on camera. I'm afraid that the noise is going to detract from the video quality, and I just don't want to do that. So I'm not gonna. You can't make me nanny hoo hoo. So phooey on that. So anyway, here's the Australian saddle. This was the peg I undid. The saddle, or the saddle bags, I should say, just popped off. And looks like they peg on right here. It's not a very secure peg because it popped out without very much effort. We'll see how well that does. Yeah, it's coming right out now. I'm probably going to have to heat this up to get this to stay on properly. That's a shame. Alright. I may have to just rest it on the horse for now. Let's just get it on the horse and see how it looks. Drape this up over the head. Stirrups down there. The stirrups are just plugged in too with pegs, so they can be positioned however you need them to be. You can see that it doesn't offer very much. Like, I'm not going to be able to get that pegged without heating it up. It's a very tight fit on these things. So you're just going to have to bear with me on that. As I said when I did the tack kit on the previous video, I wasted far too much time trying to get that pegged, and I'm not going to waste your time here. So, while I have it off of the horse, or off of the saddle, let's have a look at the saddle bags. They appear to have two different peg holes. This one is the one that pegs to the actual saddle, it looks like. This is for an accessory you can plug in there. There are a lot of ports on here, actually, for you to peg different items, which is very cool. I like that. And it looks like the saddle bags themselves are just pegged in to the saddle bag assembly here, which is nice. So this would go there normally. Roughly like that. Let's get the bridle on. Now, I am not a horse guy. I've never owned a horse. I think I rode a pony once when I was a kid. But in case you're wondering, I know that this is a bridle because I had played a video game called King's Quest on the computer going on 30 years ago. So for some reason I had to find a golden bridle for the horse that I was trying to ride, and it stuck in my brain for some reason. It was a great game. It took console commands. That's how long ago that game was. But just in case you were curious, that's how I know what this is called. So anyhow, let's get this thing up and over the ears. Come on. Trying to be very careful with this, gang, because I don't want anything to break because it's too cold. But I don't have the hair dryer handy, like I mentioned earlier. All right, that goes around the snout. Obviously, the hair piece, I should have unplugged that, and then I plug it back in over top of the bridle. Let's do that, because otherwise it's not going to look right. All right, pop that off of there. Come on. You dirty dog. Sometimes I think, like in the back of my mind when I'm filming these things, that half of my audience is just watching me do these videos just to see how much trouble I have with certain things while I'm filming. Is that true? Let me know. Or leave a comment. Let me know if you're just tuning in for my misery. Alright, so anyhow, there it is. Looks pretty good, I think. And again, don't worry, that strap will be connected down there. Hold it securely on the horse. I just need the hairdryer for that. But I think it looks really good. Yeah, I do. I like that. Let's get a figure on there and see how it looks. As usual, during these reviews, I have the Knight of Asperity handy. So, even though this is probably not going to be his steed, he can ride this particular one for now. Just so you can see how he looks on top of there. Seated pretty securely in the saddle, which is great. I know those saddle bags are going to fall off, but yeah, it looks really good. Looks really good. And this is the hair plug I took off before. You can easily plug that back in over top of the bridle, so that's no issue. Yeah, very good. Very cool. Alright, let's take him off of there and see how a classic 3 3/4 inch Joe looks on there. As usual, we'll be using my my version 2 snake eyes with his rusted screws, but otherwise tight joints. He looks pretty decent up there too. Not too bad. Like his legs are a little. Don't want to put too much stress on the T-bar, you know. But that's not the horse's fault. It's made for the 4-inch figures. But you could get away with putting a 3 3/4 inch on there, which is always good to know. And because it's a similar design, why don't I bring in the Indiana Jones and the Arabian horse just for comparison, so you can see the difference in detail. And you can tell, I mean, there is no comparison there. That's just the Indiana Jones horse leaves a lot to be desired when next to this thing. Let's see how Indy himself looks on top of there. Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right. So, in closing, again, definitely use a hair dryer when assembling these things. Otherwise, you're just going to be fighting a mostly losing battle, and risking breaking your stuff. I didn't want to do it on camera again because I was afraid the noise would detract from the quality of the video. I have used heat to assemble the other saddle or the heavy tack kit for the Knights of the Accord, which I had filmed previously to this. After the filming was over, I used the hair dryer to assemble it, and it worked like a charm. This, I just wanted to show it on the horse itself so you can get an idea of how it will look, and I'm impressed. I really like it. I think it looks great. This will go good with your Western figures or you know, your non-knight fantasy figures, like a ranger or something like that. This is great. So, if you like this video, keep an eye out on my channel because I have several other Kickstarter rewards from the Mighty Steeds promotion to review. Just off the top of my head, I've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 or 7 more reviews coming just on this topic alone. And I'll be trying to throw in other stuff in the middle there just in case you guys are getting boss fight fatigue. But anyhow, if you like this video, check out my channel. If you like what you see there, then please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.